Hello, my fellow members of Boston Sports Nation. Welcome to another edition of the Rooters Podcast. I'm your host, Tom O'Shea. This is episode 10, the January the 10th of 2026. Well, the 10th episode of this show's iteration, and it's a downer. Started out good. The day started out good. The Bruins decided to kick the complete shit out of the New York Rangers, but then afterwards, Celtics lose in a somewhat pretty good kind of game against a pretty good Spurs team. So I mean, hats off to Victor Wembanyama. But then the night ended on something terrible with the Red Sox. A certain person by the name of Alex Bregman, he won't be returning to the Red Sox, but we'll get into it in a little bit. And you know what? Let's just start the show. Let's try to wrap this up as soon as humanly possibly can, because I really do not want to try to get this day done and over with. This really has been bad. It started out good. All right. So the Bruins played against the New York Rangers and pretty decent. What a masterclass game. You had two guys that had hat tricks. Well, actually, one guy that actually scored 2 or 4 goals in this game. And the Bruins decided to kick the complete shit out of the New York Rangers, who right now have been struggling right now. Yep. They are legitimately almost like at the bottom of the Eastern Conference right now. But anyway, Bruins end up winning this game 10-2 on this Saturday matinee game. Let's dive into it. All right. At the beginning with 1:20 into the first period, Nikita Zibanejad of the New York Rangers gets the Rangers on the board first, a 1-0 lead for New York. But then Mitarov Kuznetsov, he ties it up, evens up the score thanks to an assist from David Pastrnak and Henry Hukiaru to make it 1-1 tied game with 2 minutes and 31 seconds into the game. And then Pablo Zacha puts the Bruins up and ahead for good as he makes it 2-1 on an assist from Charlie McAvoy, who grew up a New York Rangers fan. It is 2-1 Bruins, 7 minutes and 16 seconds into the first period. And then right afterwards, almost like close to the end of the first period, he adds on another goal, a power play goal, to make it 3-1 on a Elias Lindholm assist and David Pastrnak assist. Then in the second period, Fraser Bitton, basically becoming a fan favorite for the Bruins, he makes it 4-1 on an assist from Victor Arvidsson and Alex Steeves, with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left, or to begin the second period. And then Madarov Kuznetsov, he gets his second goal of the game, make it 5-1 with 6 minutes and 41 seconds into the second period, thanks to an assist from Pastrnak and Elias Lindholm. And then Pablo Zacha, he basically completes the hat trick, make it 6-1, 11 minutes and 26 seconds into the second period. Hats off, throw him onto the floor onto the ice. Sorry. Thanks from an assist from Casey Middlestead. All right. But then the Rangers do even up the score at 4 on a goal from T.J. Miller, a power play goal from also assists on power play goal with 14 minutes and 4 seconds into the second period. And then the Boston Bruin defenseman and also born Rangers fan, whose, by the way, father-in-law is the head coach of the Rangers. Yep, we forgot. Yep, he almost became a Bruins coach or became the Bruins head coach before he left the Penguins. But anyway, Charlie McAvoy makes it 7-2 against his favorite childhood team. 15 minutes and 47 seconds into the second period. Thanks from an assist from Pastrnak again and Apparat. Huh. Yeah. All right, and then in the third period, Kuznetsov also completes the hat trick and also gets hats thrown onto the ice, make it 8-2 on an assist from David Pastrnak and Nikita Sidorov with 3 minutes and 51 seconds into the third period. And then Fraser Minton gets his second goal of the game, 9-2, or with 11 minutes and 26 seconds into the third period on a Pasternak and Kuznetsov assist. And then Kuznetsov basically finished it off with his fourth goal of the game. 18 minutes and 31 seconds. Well, actually, 2 minutes and 31 seconds left in the game. Make it 10-2 Bruins on assist from Hukiaru and Fraser Midden. That is where your final score was at. Woo! All right. Shots on goal. Bruins won this one 34-29. All right. Power plays, we were 1 of 3, 33.3. And the Rangers were 50%, 1 out 2. All right. Penalty minutes, we had more, unfortunately, 26 to the Rangers 18. A lot, yeah, so not much. A lot of fights happened in this game. I didn't know we were that chippy with the Rangers. I know it's that New York and Boston rivalry, but I didn't know it was that bad. Usually, our most hated rival is the Canadiens right now. Yeah, or always has been the Canadiens. I didn't know. We kind of had a little bit. I didn't know it was this bad. Yeah, kind of fights broke out in this game. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I mean, they also kind of interviewed Charlie McAvoy before pregame, talked about a lot of his stuff. I mean, I also forgot. Oh, I was about to say, and I found out earlier today. Oh, wait, Mike Sullivan is the head coach of the Rangers. Huh? That's funny. After he got a goal, he basically just. This is funny. This isn't real. But anyway, let's say he got his goal during the game and just slid by the Rangers bench and said, "Take this, Mike." Daddy, why did you put Grandpa Mike out of a job? Grandpa Mike. It's kind of a good thing he didn't become the Bruins head coach. That would have been funny. You were not too nice to my little girl. You're getting benched. But Coach Mike, I mean, Coach. Nope. All right. All right. Well, I'll try to get some laughs out because the last few minutes of the episode might not be so great. All right. For the Bruins, that basically makes them 24, 19, and 2. So 24 wins, 19 losses, and 2 OT losses, which still puts us third spots out of the wild card round. So out of a playoff round behind the Maple Leafs and Penguins, which, by the way, let's talk about tomorrow's game. All right, so the Bruins, next time they play is against the Pittsburgh Penguins at home. We won't go into it, but that's their next opponent against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and also Mike Sullivan's old coaching team. Yeah. All right. And then the next game at home was the Celtics versus the Spurs, a number 2 seeded heavyweight bout. Looking pretty good for the Celtics, and then third quarter things and fourth quarter things started kind of not go so good. Victor Wembanyama kind of wields the team. Some bad calls at the end. We'll also talk about that too. I watched a little bit of 7 minutes left in the game, and this is kind of where the Spurs end up taking the lead and end up winning 100-95 against the Celtics. All right, as I said, we won't go too much in the detail in this game because I only watched 7 minutes and or so left of the game, and because I have an excuse, I had an overtime gig at work, so I really couldn't totally watch the whole thing. I mean, I did come home and try to get home as soon as I can to kind of watch it, but anyway, yeah. Points leader was Derek White with 29. Rebounds was Anita Skata with 13. Nice. Then Jaylen Brown had 7 assists. That led the team. All right, 2 steals, or both Baylor Shireman and Derek White led with 2 steals. So tied for 2 steals. And then For blocks, it was Anita Queta and Derek White with 2. All right. How about field goals? We were 38 of 93, so 40.9%. All right, so below average. I mean, subpar. All right. We were 16 of 44 from 3-point land, 36.4. That's not really totally good. I mean, free throws were somewhat hitting, except for one, like 3 out of 4, so 75%. All right. All right. Anyway, I mean, wouldn't watch too much of it. I did see Luke Cornett play tonight, former Boston Celtics playoff legend. Yeah. Did he get any time? He did. Let's see, he did, yeah. But he only got 5 points and 7 rebounds and 1 assist. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, the calls in the game were kind of pretty not too great, or at least in the late game, and that's what kind of made Jaylen Brown kind of a little chippy at the end of the game kind of deal. Like, just the inconsistencies of like that. And even there was like one call, I think it was like a foul on Derek White late in the game. I thought, really? That's a foul? And I thought, okay, there's really, yeah, I mean, they really can't, like, really review it. I mean, at that point, just whatever. I mean, it was a really hard fought game. I did kind of like the Spurs. They finally started to figure themselves out. After being that kind of lottery and kind of god awful team, they finally started to pick themselves up, and they're like either kind of chasing the Thunder right now for best team in the West right now. So like they're up there with us. So it was a hard fought game. And Victor Wembanyama, he basically admired what I kind of heard at the end of the game. He basically admired the atmosphere at the TD Garden. So, or that's what I'm alluded to believe he said. I could be totally wrong on that. All right, hold on. All right, here we are. So Victor Wembanyama, here we are. All right. Yeah, basically he said they have like a real identity sometimes that prevails over star player. So basically, well, I mean, this is more of like the actual team itself and stuff like that. The Celtics. All right, so this isn't it. All right, here we are. After saying he likes how walkable Boston is compared to other Boston cities, he praised the TD Garden. He basically said that literally playing in this atmosphere is cool. Obviously, they got a great history, great culture. So it's a good team and one of the best teams in terms of class in the NBA. Good, nice. I kind of like that from Wembanyama. Really good, really good. I like that. All right, yeah. All right, nice. All right. But anyway, yeah. I mean, hard fought game. Kind of really sucks that we lost. All right, so now with that loss, it makes us 24-14, which go to standings. Now puts us third in the Eastern Conference right now. Well, actually tied for second with the Knicks, if you think about it. I mean, they also played today. Or did they play today? No, wait. No. They played yesterday. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So, all right. Not too bad. I mean, and then their next game is Monday against the Pacers. I believe they are going to Indianapolis for this one. Yeah. All right. So let's get this done and over with. All right. So after a few or so, or an hour or so, or 30 minutes after the Celtics game, it was announced that Bregman has made his decision on where he's going to play in 2026 and maybe in the near future. He's decided that he's going to sign with the Chicago Cubs instead. 5-year, hold on, I probably got to pull up the passing tweet or passing notification I got. Here we are. So 5 years, 165 or 175 million, which is around the same amount, but still more than what the Red Sox. I'm now kind of hearing that maybe they might have not have offered him that deal at all. Maybe. I don't know. How can we keep shooting ourselves in the foot and keep kicking ourselves in the dick every freaking time? I'm sorry to drop so many explicits here, but after the Mookie Betts trade, why do we keep doing this stuff? Why do we keep trying to just basically give these self-inflicted wounds? And I'm more getting mad at the ownership and front office. What? Why are we doing this? Do we just not care? Do we not want to win another World Series championship ever again, or even in the next few years or so? Because this is not what a World Series team does. They don't do this stuff like, oh, well, just half-ass kind of. We don't give long-term deals to people. Sorry about that. I can't believe he was a shoo-in. What I've been hearing the reports, he was a shoo-in to come back here. He wanted to come back here, and we just didn't want to give him. Lovely. And now he's going to be wearing a Cubs uniform. I got to hear from Cubs fans around here in this state I live. If you don't know by now, I live in Illinois. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Boston fan that lives in Illinois. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? I ain't changing. Whatever. I ain't changing for anybody. I'm still going to be a Boston sports fan. I'm still going to be a Boston Red Sox fan even after tonight's news about Bregman's not signing with the Red Sox. I'm still going to be a fan. If some of you've already, some of you might know, I'm a huge Glasgow Celtics supporter, and they have been having some of the same things with their board and also like just scouting and stuff like that, just not getting players in and stuff like that. But still, it's kind of like that thing. It's like back the team, but sack the board is what I've been hearing. Just like, but more of kind of like for me as a Red Sox fan, I feel like for a lot of Red Sox fans, this should kind of be the mantra. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to drop another curse word, but don't worry, we'll put the explicit. Yeah, but anyway, we're still going to back the players and back the manager, even though sometimes Court might do some things, but we're still going to back the players and the team and the managers. But you know what? Fuck our owners and fuck the front office. I'm sorry. Now I'm not Craig Breslow supporter anymore. Screw him. And screw our owners. My lord. You know, there was a time when those three guys, well, two guys now. I mean, Larry Lucchino was basically what Sam Kennedy is right now. But R.I.P. Larry Lucchino. But anyway, there was a time when those three guys, well, except my Sam Kennedy, really cared about making the Red Sox great. But since 2010 or whenever, they've somehow decided we don't care about this baseball team anymore. We're not going to put too much effort into it. We're not going to sign any big name free agents, no matter how many years or how old they are. We don't care. We're not going to try to compete. My God. I really hope we do compete in 2026 because that would look so bad. Now this Devers trade even looks even worse now. Because the reason you got rid of Devers was because you thought Bregman was a better team player and a team leader than he was. Now that deal even looks even worse now. That Devers deal we had in June. God damn it. And after the season we had so far, where we finally got back into the postseason again, for the first time in almost 4 or 5 years. And this could have been a chance. And maybe it could still be a chance to be a good season. But looking right now, unless they do something else, we're going into 2026 a way worse team than we were. But I'm still going to back the team. As I said, back the team, back the players, but F our ownership and F our front office. But now looking at it now, we're now going into 2026 a worse squad now. I just hope they make, at this point, what do we do now? Now that Bregman's now off the list. and isn't coming back. What do we do now? Do we now pivot to Bobashev, which now what I'm hearing the reports now, he's now wanting $3 million, so good luck trying to offer that money to good luck. Shit. I still have hope, but at the same time too, it's glass half full at this point with the Red Sox. But as I said, back the team, F the ownership, and F the front office. All right. Sorry about that. All right. I was about to say, this is as much as we curse an entire episode. It's just so frustrating because these are self-inflicted wounds, and we don't need to give ourselves self-inflicting wounds. All right. Let's call it a night. I'm already riled up as it is. I want to try to go to sleep. Yeah, seriously, I want to try to sleep finally. All right. So tomorrow, it looks like the Bruins do play tomorrow at 4 p.m. As I said, 5 p.m. Eastern time, whatever time zone you live, because we do have some listeners or people that do live around the world and stuff like that. So whatever time zone you live in, yeah, that's when it'll be. Yeah. Bruins play at 4 p.m. or at home against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then the matchup and the game that we've been looking for the first time in almost like 4 years, the Patriots finally start their postseason run for 2026 against the LA Chargers at home at Gillette Stadium. That will be a 7:15 or 7 o'clock kickoff time, 8:15, 8 o'clock, whatever time zone you live in. Check, whatever you live around the world. And then, as I said, Celtics don't play again until Monday against the Pacers. All right. Let's call it a night. This has been okay. Yeah, never mind. All right. So, see you guys tomorrow night. All right, Banyana.